President Byrne,
Here.
Trustees Hebda, Cook, Markwart,
Here.
Schultz,
Here.
Schwartz. Here. Williams.
Here.
We have a quorum present. Would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, are there any citizens that wish to address the board on any topic other than what's going to be on committee of the whole? And if it's on committee of the whole, you will get recognized then. Anybody? Okay. Oh, no takers. All right. Retirement of village manager Mike Allison. Am I supposed to say something nice now, or?
Not necessarily.
I don't have any notes or anything.
Just add that. You're
The
good at
village board has decided that Mike could stay if he wanted to, but he got tired probably principally of me, and he's elected to go other places apparently. Is that true?
that. I don't know. if
No,
you're
I'm
going
not
anywhere.
tired of you, Mayor. No, you are, you're my entertainment. As I
Well,
told you,
that's, and I appreciate that, because,
That's a nice way of putting it.
us managers are built for self-abuse, so we enjoy being challenged.
yeah, that's a special class, right?
Oh, my God.
I'd say so. yeah.
John, take notes.
All right, well, I did
John
say
could
some,
speak for himself.
I did say some nice things to the press who called me. You're the Patch?
No.
You're Pioneer Press?
Tribune.
Well, can you witness the fact that I said some nice things about Mike? Okay, so
That
you'll
was nice.
To her?
You'll eventually print
Oh.
them, or?
We'll see.
Okay. It's like the press was just looking for something sensational, right? I apologize. Okay, we went to New York one time to tell the story to Moody's and Standard and Poor, and we got socked in, right? Because
I
of an
didn't.
ice storm, but nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
Is there anybody here that went? Oh, Larry went with me when I had to go.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
with that said, we have a letter here. Yeah. You want me to read this whole letter?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So this is the prepared script.
Yes.
Would you write it?
Which one? Which
one?
is that?
Says August 2000.
Oh no! You don't need to read that. Oh my
yeah,
goodness!
that-
People, that's
All right.
long. That's my
Okay.
letter from August. No, you don't want to
Yeah,
read all that.
this
All
is-
right.
Although I'd like to thank everybody. I mean, what I did in that letter, the staff as well as all of you. It's been great working with you. And,
Well,
I'll be around till the end.
I was
Well,
going to say,
I-
you're not leaving yet.
I know you and Lynn, when you came to Vernon Hills, were extremely happy to be released.
I knew you'd have to bring that up. Yeah. Well,
And
Joel, you
what
had
town
to.
did you use
They
to work in?
closed the prison down when I left, and
Yeah.
I was happy. No, in Bensonville.
Bensonville. He was very, very happy to be released.
I'll tell you, the first night in our
We're
house in
really
Vernon
from-
Hills, it was like, I said to my wife, it's like we're living in the country. I mean, it's like there's no noise. Where's the ambient light and noise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are the planes?
Yeah.
Where are the planes, boss?
Yep.
The planes.
Is he
Oh,
playing?
God, okay. All right, well, Mike, you actually came here in 99?
98.
Wow, and John came in?
99 is when we took our trip to New York, Mayor. Remember
And
that?
did John come 99?
99.
Was it 99?
Yeah, almost
Okay.
almost a year
Okay,
difference.
all right, good. All right, so, I mean, this is the second time in the history of Vernon Hills that we've promoted from within, right? For village manager?
Second
Come on,
time?
come on.
No.
Yeah.
Lashin.
Oh, Lashin, yes, I'm
Yeah, Larry
sorry.
Lashin
Yes.
was the chief of police.
I forgot, I did it.
And then, he was appointed
Yep.
interim and then
That's right.
eventually appointed village manager.
Right.
back, interim was what, 94, 95, 94. It had.
No, it was
83?
before that. It was in the 80s, yeah.
84, Larry Nacker
Yeah.
was our chief of police. I mean, not, Larry Nacker's our bean counter. The Larry Lashin was our police chief and then became the village manager. So there's nobody else we promoted to this position, did we, Larry?
No.
Okay, so we're happy that we could, actually, pick a staff member and, and John Kalmar is the new village manager. And, needless to say, Mike and John have worked very closely since 1999, right?
Correct.
And apparently they have somewhat of a decent rapport.
I'd say, from my perspective, absolutely.
Yeah.
And mine too.
And John came out of Hawthorne Woods. You didn't think you were gonna get off, right? Some crazy wanted to basically off him, right? Some guy that had a house that was partially built, and he kind of went over the top, threatening everybody. But did he do jail time because of the judge or something?
Oh, yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
the judge or you?
It wasn't because of me, it was because of the judge.
Judge.
Yeah.
He threatened the
And
judge.
he several judges, actually,
Yeah.
so.
And did the house ever get built?
Oh, no, we tore it down.
Okay, the foundation.
Everything. In
Okay.
fact, we wound up owning the land, so.
Wow.
Okay.
The guy's
So-
missing though.
So little did I know you would have that experience in town also,
Yeah.
which is a sad story unto itself.
Yeah.
Because there was a lady who had copious amounts of cats that basically, infested her house, and they used to eat. They were kind of cannibalizing each other's. It's
Yeah,
kind of kind, right?
yeah, kind of.
Kind-
Yeah.
Nicely put in.
Where's our garbage dump at?
Oh, jeez.
Was that?
Grace
where's-
Lake?
Where is it? What's it called?
Grace Lake?
Gracefully.
Yeah, but what's the name of it? Waste Management?
Waste management.
Waste management.
Yeah.
Is that Heartland or?
I think it's Waste Management, I don't know.
Waste management.
Waste management.
Well, this poor woman's house was kind of competing heavily with Waste Management's.
I think that's where the house ended up at.
So- This one didn't make it to TV, but it probably should have, so. Anyway, John got to use his talents at condemning things. Hey, okay, I won't make this a roast, I'm sorry. So anyway, Mike, what do you want to say?
Well,
I gotta
we
yield
were
to
gonna
you.
say, John and I were thinking maybe we'd swing this in another direction. You know that one painting of New York City, and the rest of the United States looks like a little, and it's the Bronx and Manhattan. Well, for us, it's Vernon Hills, and then there's a couple little things like Los Angeles is a little thing over here in New York, but Vernon Hills is this big giant.
Right.
So
thing
do you
in-
want us to commission? Is that what you're requesting?
No,
Commission
no.
or-
We were
But
thinking
John
about
wants
that
that
we
hell in
could
your-
do our artist rendering of that.
Oh, you can, work it up on the computer?
Oh, I'm sure
Not
that
very well,
there's
probably.
a gentleman in the back row back there that could do that.
All right, well, if that's what you want.
Yeah, right.
Is he
Between
really?
me and Sordo up there,
Yeah.
I'm sure they
And
could do it.
He's retired long enough where he can't be blamed for anything else, can he? He can't be blamed for Obamacare, could Bush? Be blamed for that, or?
Well,
Oh,
we could, never
I
mind.
don't want to get politically
Don't go
incorrect
there,
here.
just-
Okay,
yeah.
should be good.
Yes, be
All
good.
right.
Let's move on.
All right, okay, we're gonna move on now.
Before you move on, you should recognize in the audience tonight,
Yes,
Better
John's wife,
better half.
John's wife, John's.
Oh, yeah, well, I know John's wife. You wanna come
Over
up and-
there.
Here, why don't you come up to the presentation hall?
And so,
John's wife is the Economic Development,
Human Resources Director.
Human Resources Director for the village, or city.
city.
The chartered city, right, of Lake Forest, Illinois.
Right.
Okay,
And a power behind John.
yeah.
Yes.
What's up?
This has probably created a great deal of consternation in your life because you got this job and she did.
jeez.
Yeah, I think she likes what she does. She wouldn't want to do what I do, and she's told me that a number of times.
And she's fluent in blue blood, right?
Sort of.
Okay.
So now Deshay's saying, thanks, Jim, for recognizing me. I'm glad you brought up my name.
All right. Okay.
Oh, we're having fun right now, but just wait.
All right.
It's gonna get better.
Okay, so, you want to say anything else, Mike?
No, sir.
Okay. Assistant Village Manager Kalmar to be appointed new village manager. Well, that'll take place in January?
You'll approve the contract tonight, and the effective date will be February 1st of 2014.
Okay. Does the board have any comments or questions on that?
Do you need anything?
Anybody want to say anything nice, or, you know?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
that to Mike or to John?
I don't know, you know, Christ, you know, I mean, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have to wean it out of you, but, you know.
I
Okay,
think we're very fortunate in having someone like John in our employment, that he can move up and step up without missing a beat. I have no doubts that he'll be just fine.
Thanks.
And if not, I know Mike is only a phone call away going, what do I do with this one?
Yeah.
Until I get going. But in all seriousness, Mike has done a great job as village manager. He came while I was on my little sabbatical. I was taken off there, but he's done a great job of keeping us on an even keel and helping to finish developing the village the way our forefathers and had the vision that it would be. And I certainly thank you for that, Mike. And I know John will carry on that tradition and keeping things for our residents the way they are and continue to grow. The mall is still a big part of our life here, and under John's watchful eye, I'm sure that development will go very well. So I'm very proud of both of them.
amen to
Thank
that.
you.
know.
Yeah.
All right, any other comments about anything? Okay. All right, there's no other reports from the department heads. Next item is omnibus vote agenda. Is there a motion to approve items A through O?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Comments, questions, corrections?
Quick question
Yes.
for Mr. Knacker, and I noticed that it seemed like the state gained another month in delay of paying us our due on the income tax.
They've been at this level for maybe like 4 or 5 months, so they did pick up get a month closer. Yeah, they have been for about 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
So how far behind are we?
3 months.
3 months behind. Okay.
And what's the interest we get? I'm
Oh,
joking.
I think
calculating.
the state is helping to make pension payments with the interest they're earning on our income tax.
Okay.
Or actually, I think they're keeping their checkbook above zero. That's what they're.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's no further comments or questions, roll call.
Trustees Cook, Markwart,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Schwartz. Aye. Williams,
Aye.
Hebda.
Motion carries. Unfinished business, approval of Kemper voucher list of bills dated December 3rd, 2013, in the amount of $9,361.87. Is there a motion to approve?
So made.
Second.
Motion is second. Any comments or questions, corrections? If not, roll call, please.
Mayor Byrne,
Aye.
Trustees Markwart,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Abstain.
Williams,
Aye.
Hebda, Cook.
Motion carries. B, approval of the November 19th, 2013 Village Board meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments, questions, or corrections regarding the minutes? If not, roll call, please.
Trustees Schultz,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Hebda, Cook, Markwart.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C, approval and passage of ordinance number 2013-056, an ordinance granting certain approvals for the springs of Vernon Hills, generally located on the west side of Milwaukee Avenue at the intersections of North and South Woodbine Circle in the village of Vernon Hills, Lake County.
So move.
Is there a motion to approve? We got and a second?
Yes.
Comments or questions? Do you want to? I would, you know.
You had some, I think.
No, I don't.
No?
I met with the gentleman.
Cool.
All issues have been resolved?
Yeah. Somebody came in from, I don't think he's from Dallas, but he represented himself as somebody that was, right? Is that Chris? Chris?
Yeah.
You? Are you from Dallas? But the home office is in Vancouver, right? Is he from Vancouver? Yeah. Really? Oh, we gotta meet you then. Come on, you came all this way. We met everybody else.
Okay.
I might as well give you some airtime. What's your
right.
name?
I'm Cody Irwin with JEA Senior Living
Now,
out of
did
Vancouver,
you
Washington.
start the company?
I did not. My father did.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
saw the picture. You don't look.
Yeah,
like him.
don't like him. Yeah. And actually, my grandparents were in the business before that, so
Okay.
I'm third generation. Yes.
All right. So why should we approve this, even though it's?
It's a need that's out there. Fortunately or unfortunately, the disease is out there. We have a deep passion and a heart for what we do. My grandmother, I think some of you had the handout from our background. She died of Alzheimer's disease, and we know that the need is out there for good quality care. And we think Vernon Hills. We love Illinois. We've been here for many years, and our partners from Dallas
Okay.
found this market. And
Well, after Lake County, maybe Cook, huh?
good. You never know.
That'd
No.
be a big leap.
I don't know.
That would be a big
Big
leap,
leap?
you know.
We'll take your word for it. So that's why.
It's a much bigger jury pool, you know.
Well, we don't want that.
Okay.
No, but we're excited.
All right.
That's great.
Okay.
I've got to tell you, my
Yeah.
husband worked for National Alzheimer's Association many years ago.
Great.
And when he worked there, the only one that I knew of that was around was down here in Lincolnshire. And there was no other places for Alzheimer's patients
Right.
to go to, so there is a need for it.
There is a need, and we're glad to be able to do it, so we
Great.
appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you.
Trustee Schultz.
In the background materials that were provided to us for this meeting, you indicated that there really isn't anything at this juncture regarding supplemental help from the state to help folks that may not be able to cover the expenses. But there was an annotation made concerning the VA, and I wanted to speak to that. It is and you really don't, you can add to my comments, but it's not a question per se. It's more of a comment. I went through the process with my mother-in-law. My father-in-law served 90 days, sufficiently 90 days in the United States Navy at the end of World War II, and that entitled him to VA benefits, which are especially good for World War II participants, and they're now in their late 80s and 90s. I'm not sure what the qualifications are for those at other periods of time, but I know that World War II was a special thing. And he passed before we could claim any benefits, but my mother-in-law subsequently required assisted living, and they were able to provide her a stipend of about $1,200 a month to assist in those costs. So I guess what I'm doing is putting out there for anyone who's interested, I can put you in touch with some folks at one of the local VFWs that help you complete the paperwork. And there was approximately a 60-page packet that I had to put together, but there are some special circumstances with my mother-in-law. But anyway, the bottom line is that you're absolutely right. There are some VA benefits that it's called aid in attendance for those that are in assisted living, and they can get some supplemental help. So I just want to put that out there, and again, thank you for doing the research and checking out. We've come to understand that these SLIFs and other facilities, it's a limited program right now, and hopefully the state gets back on a more steady financial footing, maybe more of these will be made available. But in the marketplace right now, it seems like yours is the only way to go, and it seems as though yours is reasonably priced. So thank you for that, and good luck.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, there's a motion, a second. If there's no further comments or questions, roll call, please.
Trustee Schwartz,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Hebda, Cook, Markwart,
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, well, welcome to Vernon Hills.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, this is good. You brought a Vancouver guy. Wow. All right.
Take care.
Okay,
Hockey player.
we have to go into closed session for any personnel, right?
Personnel, litigation, and land acquisition.
Okay, and that'll be after committee of the whole, and we will not come out to discuss or vote on any other items.
Correct.
Okay. All right, new business or communications? Any new business? Trustee Schwartz.
I just wanted to thank Public Works for the amazing job they did decorating the golf course. I've gotten so many comments about how beautiful it is, and you added some new stuff this year. And even to the point where I asked Josh if he could kind of fill some of the empty planter boxes that were there. You know, I said, whenever you get time, next week or two, I go back in my office. I came back an hour later, it was all done. I mean, just, you guys did an amazing job. It's just really beautiful. So thank you for the hard work.
And along those lines, the holiday light and menorah lighting ceremony took place on Saturday afternoon at about 5 o'clock. And Santa Claus came early and Santa Claus stayed late. And Santa Claus was in about 1,000 pictures.
Yeah.
Because there, I don't know, a couple hundred people probably were there in and out of the building. And that's why we always invite the fire department to bring their hook and ladder trucks. So
Yes.
the fire marshal was on site. So,
Now, Mayor, don't forget too, the light show.
but
It's
the light
open
show,
now
yeah, the
and
light show
people
started
start-
Friday
Right.
and it goes through
The 4th of January.
4th of January. And what does it cost to get in now?
$5 during the week and 10 on the weekend.
That's-
Monday through Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and
Per
Sunday
car,
is 10. Yes,
right?
per car. Yeah.
So you can pack a lot of kids in a
License
car, you know.
And the license plates you can get for $35. I
Right.
think there's still time. You have to do it really quickly, but
Right.
$35. You can go through there every night,
Unlimited.
a couple times,
Yep.
even if you want.
All right.
You just have to wait your turn each time.
Yeah, I mean, it takes about a week to get the license plate.
Yeah.
But you got to order them from us. We send it to the state, they FedEx it to your home, and it comes pretty quick.
Okay. All right. Any other new business or communication to come before the board? All right, I'm gonna ask Dave, go ahead. You wanna ask something?
I just said, where's our tree?
I don't know.
It's
It's outside.
The tree that's
I
always
know.
there.
Yeah, where is the tree?
It's still in the basement. The focus was on the light show and making sure that everything outside was done. We'll be inside
Okay,
shortly.
that's fine.
Okay,
All
but
right.
it'll be there. Right.
Okay,
It'll
least
be
they
up
have a
for the
place to
next
sit.
meeting.
Thank you.
okay. All right, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn the board meeting and go into committee of the whole?
So made.
Second?
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Trustees Williams,
Aye.
Hebda, Cook, Markwart,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Schwartz.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to call the committee of the whole meeting to order. First item is approval of the committee of the whole meeting minutes of November 19th, 2013.
Motion to approve?
Second?
So motion is second. Comments or questions, corrections, deletions? If none, roll call, please.
Trustees Hebda, Cook, Markwart,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, first, what's that?
There's a star.
Wow, that's good. Is that right behind us? Yeah. Damn.
That's a light.
Said comment that they were talking about.
That's pretty good.
It was magic for a minute.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
gone.
Dave.
Okay. All right, we'll take that under advisement. Longhorn Steakhouse concept presentation for a new restaurant on property located 357 Town Line Road, being the southwest corner of Town Line and Fairway Drive, which is basically the old Ritz camera, right?
Wolf.
Wolf
Wolf.
camera.
Wolf camera.
Yep. Wolf and,
Camera in front of Target.
thank you, Your Honor. Jason Smith from Smith Capital Management's here tonight to present the concept plans for locating this new restaurant. As you indicated, it's going to be located at the former Wolf Camera California Pizza Kitchen location. They're proposing to demolish the existing building and place a new building closer to the northeast corner of the property. The new location obviously will enhance the overall visibility of the building and allow for additional parking on the site. I think with that, I'll turn it over to Jason and his team, and they can walk through the presentation and answer any questions, and then we'll give them some direction.
Thank you for having me. My name is Jason Smith. I'm with Smith Capital Management, here to discuss the former Wolf Camera, and prior to that, it was California Pizza Kitchen. What we have looked at doing on this corner is reestablishing some of the energy that it used to have when it was California Pizza Kitchen, and we've come up with a plan for, let's see here, the building to be, as you can see here, this shows you the property line of our site, and roughly half of the site is, or 40% or so of the site is encumbered by the landscaping buffer there. And we essentially, not by right, but by need, are cross-parking with Target, and Target is cross-parking with us. So what we have done is come up with a plan to add 29 parking spaces. Several months ago, I bought the property. It was foreclosed on, and we've had several meetings with John Kalmar, Mike Atkins, and Russell Johnson, who represents the overall shopping center behind us, to try to come up with the right plan for this property. So what we did is we walked through the property, looked at the existing building, looked at the condition of the site, and these are all existing pictures of the building. This shows you the current site plan, which hosts a 5,023 square foot building. And this shows the new plan, which indicates the added parking up on Route 60 in front of the Target parcel, and shows you the existing, the new building location. Longhorn is owned by Darden Restaurant Group. They have many prototypes. We asked them to dress up the building to their higher end. We didn't want to come in with one of the lower end buildings. So we actually, this plan has stone ephes, some nice canopies, and some lighting that's enhanced. This shows you the west side and the rear facade. This is an overlay of the Target parcel. As you can see, the new Longhorn will line up fairly close to the elevation of the Portillo's that's on the other side of the Target track. And if you look here, let's see if I can highlight it with the mouse. Portillo's track actually has parking that goes all the way across to right here. And what we're doing is extending the parking from that point east to where the Longhorn will be. So this will all be seamless in design. We will have full plans for landscaping that will adhere to the code, and basically the purpose of landscaping is to buffer any cars from the street and to update the current landscaping there to be more
Just the parking.
better looking and
Yeah, you'll
better
be
plant
able,
material.
from a safety standpoint with the fire department, you'll be able to drive all around this building.
This building does not have access around the building, and John Kalmar and I have had a couple conversations about that. I'd actually like to defer to John if that's okay.
Yeah, we did talk about this a little bit, and we'll have further conversations with Countryside Fire. Access from the fairway, I believe it is, to the east is close enough that you could put an aerial truck on this if you needed to. And on the north side, you do have the turn lane on Route 60 that I guess you could park a vehicle if you need to. I mean, the building is about 6,500 square feet. It's going to be fully sprinkled, accessible, fully accessible on two sides, and again, with a limited accessibility on the east side. So,
But we're taking down the existing building.
correct. And you're pushing the building into the green space that's there in the corner. So, the current building does not have access all the way around.
But you have a cross easement agreement or not?
We are working with Target for a
But you
cross.
don't have it.
I don't have a technical agreement, no, but we do have an
You
agreement
think you
with
will?
them. Yes, we've had many conversations. They are in favor of this development.
So how many parking spaces are gonna be, you're buying the pad itself, right?
Yes,
Which
I
is-
own the
how
pad,
big is
correct.
the pad?
It is roughly 43,000 square feet.
So it's almost an acre.
Yes.
Okay. And with this building, the footprint's 6,900 square feet? Okay. So how many parking spaces are you gonna generate?
So if you look, I'm sorry, I don't want to misquote. I think that the site is 63,000 square feet. The building is roughly 45,000 square feet. The parking.
No, 4,500?
The building, I'm sorry, the building is 6,500 square
Okay.
feet. The parking is 72 total spaces plus 41 spaces gained from the initial plan. And that is due to our moving the building closer to the roadway and the addition of the 29 spaces that we're getting from Target. This plan actually shows the overlay, and it shows a little bit of the parking that's added in front of the building itself. I think we got one more here. This shows you the location of the new building and the existing building overlaid over an aerial. So you can see that we've actually added parking on the western side of the building by moving the building closer to the road into the green space there.
So basically, based on the number of seats, the proposed plan is required to have 81 parking spaces. On site, they'll have 72 spaces, requiring the additional 29 to be acquired from Target.
Yeah, okay, so there'll be just basically pedestrian or / employee access to the back of the building? So nobody else will be able, it's not like anybody will have access to that, other than employees at a restaurant.
You're talking about the
There'll be
east-
no
east-
trash pickup or anything.
There is both a dedicated trash lane, and there's also a dedicated delivery lane for Longhorn Restaurant,
For the back of the building.
which is on the
South
south
side of the
side.
building,
on
southeast
this. And
corner.
Okay.
See if I can show
All
this to
right,
you.
well,
It's,
all right, well, yeah, okay, that's not an issue there, but basically, we're gonna be kinda up against the berm in the back, at the east elevation.
The east side.
It will push into the green space. There really isn't a berm per se back there, so it'll push back into the green space. That green area and landscaping is all going to have to be reestablished, partly because it's overgrown and really impedes the sight lines for the property and the like. So that'll be part of this overall plan itself.
Okay, so there's no vehicular accessibility to the back of this building?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the only access will likely be a sidewalk to an emergency exit, for instance, or a service exit that may be required, so, by the building code.
Yeah.
Okay, so like in one of these colored renderings where I see the trash enclosure, that's basically facing south.
South.
Correct.
Right. Because,
what that
what I
little
was gonna
square
say is that, I think we learned our lesson with Drive It a long time ago. It, probably at the Walmart store, and that's why you have, like at the Target store, what about 6-7 feet of stone around it? So
Yeah, well-
how is this gonna be prevented, the rear from getting the hell beat out of it?
Jason, you want to go back to one of the elevations?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
I mean, because that stuff is delicate.
I've had the
You
same.
don't show any stone at
Yes.
all there. So, I would suggest, just from this particular seat, that you think about putting a more durable material than driving.
I have had that conversation with Darden, and they.
Is this Darden back there?
No, this is the real estate broker. Darden's in Florida already. But,
Oh, he can't say anything about anything.
no, but they did give me the authority to say
Not
that we
you,
will revise the elevation on the south facade. We anticipated that might be a.
Well, I'd feel more comfortable. So if there really isn't that much landscaping back there, make it look kind of nice,
Yeah, the rear elevation that you see here, we've had at least an initial conversation about improving this elevation and providing some of the stonework that's on the other three sides,
Yeah, that's
wrapping that
fine.
around and doing that, protecting it,
Yeah.
and the like, so
Yeah, I
that will
would
get
like to
done.
see maybe the bottom
Yeah, the band.
ledge.
That band
all
at
the way
least around
And
it,
then
right.
maybe some of those squares that they had,
That'll prevent,
On the one.
Yep.
children
just to break up.
who are
the wall.
out and about
Yep.
without parental control from just kicking the bejesus out of the
Sure.
back wall.
Sure. We will revise that and submit that for the technical review, and
Yep.
then.
Yeah, because that's going to be pretty visible.
Mm-hmm, oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yep.
Other than that, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So I guess with that, the petitioner's requesting direction from the committee of the whole as to the appropriateness. We'll be dealing with the sign, just so you're aware, there's a proposed combined sign that will be placed at the corner that they will share with Target, has been the discussion, so we'll have to work through that issue.
I think, isn't it?
And I guess with that, if you feel that this use is appropriate, it would be, I guess, suggested that you direct them to begin to work in technical review and then appear before the Planning and Zoning Commission for a public hearing at some point.
And where are all you going to have any rooftop mechanicals?
Yes,
And they're going to be screened?
they will be
How?
screened.
Yeah.
By the chimneys?
Well, you see
Yeah.
them right-
One of the
Yeah,
front.
there's parapet walls that.
right here.
It is, yeah.
So it's high enough?
Nope.
Yeah, this building is, at the parapet level, is roughly 24 feet tall.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah, but
but
if I'm
I
standing
mean,
on
I'm
the other
talking
side
about
of the
height.
street, I can see it.
Rooftop mechanical.
Yeah.
How
We'll-
high
we'll-
does the parapet have to be?
We'll work with them on that. It depends on the roof deck height and the like, but we'll work with them to make sure they get screened. So,
Trustee Schultz?
First off, this isn't Lone Star, this is Longhorn. So I
Correct.
want everybody at home to know that this is Longhorn. And if you go to their website, this is a higher-end steakhouse. I mean, yeah, it's not a Gibson's or a Morton's, but it's pretty darn good. So everybody that's been looking for a steakhouse in town, we're bringing you a steakhouse in town. And the only other question, do you have white tablecloths?
I
'Cause
don't
that
believe
was-
so.
I know you don't, but that's fine. I
Or do
mean,
you like a round tablecloth?
well, no, I mean, you
We
know,
could accommodate
everybody
one-
wants
one
a-
table.
A white tablecloth steakhouse in town. We're not that kind of town, but this is a very, very good addition to our stock of restaurants, so I'm all in favor of it. I do have a concern with the sign. If the sign is going to go up, I'd like to see all three tenants on there. I'd like to see Portillo's on there too, so that they don't come back and say, hey, you gave them a sign, So let's see if we can work that out. I know that these are three separate properties, but the other, we've had some issues with the landscaping. Portillo's wasn't doing theirs for a while because they thought Target owned all the landscaping, and you're going to own a certain amount of landscaping. So I want to make sure that everybody's unified in that little block of land there. And as long as they're all unified, let's get everybody's name on whatever sign goes up.
So you want Target on the sign too?
Well, Target is demanding their name on the sign in order to
And
facilitate.
you're just saying, throw in,
So let's throw in Portillo's too.
Well, everybody knows how I feel about signs, so let's don't get carried away here.
Well,
But I'd rather have one sign than Portillo's.
Right.
I'd rather not have any signs.
well,
we don't have to, yeah, but wait a second.
Don't worry about that.
That's kind of like a separate and succinct issue.
Yes, it is.
We don't have to give Portillo's its own sign. People know where Portillo's is,
true.
They know where Target
It's
is.
like every night of the week's the grand opening at that joint.
Yes, that's a fact.
So,
The only place that's rivaling it right now, I think, is Chick-fil-A, but we'll see how that long.
but, yeah, okay. Well, with that said, the signage issue, I guess we'll have to address that because this has got to go through
Yep.
technical
Everybody.
review and all that.
Planning and Zoning Commission, public hearing, certain variations and alike. They'll
Within
have to-
250 feet of this, other than Target and Portillo's, somebody across the street?
There's a handful of people across the
Oh,
street.
Toys
well,
R
I live
Us?
across-
Yeah, remember with the right-of-ways are excluded as a part of that, so the measuring of that, so it'll go across the street to the shopping center owners.
Yep.
Okay.
All that little stuff on the corner there.
All right, anybody have a problem with this not going forward?
No, I think it's great.
Great.
Welcome. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for bringing
Thank you.
something like this to town.
So this is my speaking part for the evening, and this is to remind you that this is just concept approval. It's not binding on the board. It's an opportunity for you to get an initial sense of what the board is thinking, but it's not binding and determinative of the final answer.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Everybody else, okay, now, there's no, not to pour cold water on trustee Schultz on her, but you don't actually have anything close to an aged steak in this place, right?
I believe that they do. I have a full menu, actually. I have a full menu for you. I brought it with me.
When is it?
I don't know, it comes off the page.
This ain't half bad.
Okay, if you eaten one, and it's not Lone Star.
It's not Lone Star. That's why I wanted to make the biggest.
Ribeye what?
Ribeye steak.
Okay, what does that mean? You got a ribeye.
That's a good steak.
Ribeyes and New York strips. They've got ribs.
Is there any
They've
prices
got
on this
chicken.
thing?
The average ticket price is $18.50. So it's a reasonable
Okay,
price
here,
for.
you can keep that.
Mayor,
Very nice.
Mayor, it's one of my mother's favorite
Oh,
restaurants
yeah,
in
you told me
Florida.
that. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, okay. All right, well, at least we know one trustee that will frequent the place.
Probably a lot of
Provided
us
I
will.
get my Lipitor.
All right, that's about it for you guys then.
Thank you very much.
If you want to go forward. You got the speech from council and, yeah, I don't
I
think
think it'll be
anybody's,
fine.
I don't see any flies in the ointment up here.
Great.
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, next is, the road rehab program for 2014.
And with the mayor and the board's pleasure, if we could include items 3, 4, and 5 together, they overlap, so it may speed things up a little bit. Wanted to talk a little bit about our pavement management, and then that would lead into our road program as proposed. Right now, we're relying on a 1996 pavement study to help us decide which roadways to do. 96, the math would be 19 years is this document that we have been using. It's served us very well because we knew as development grew, Greg's Landing, et cetera, we knew that we had to get into the Deer Path area, Westwood area, et cetera, and start improving those streets. This year, we've essentially completed the Deer Path area. We still have to look at our concrete streets of Midway and Linden. But what I'm going to propose as part of the capital improvement program is that we do have a new pavement management inventory, and we'll discuss that more. In terms of next year's program, we're recommending Corporate Woods be resurfaced. Looking at it, it's heavy loading because of the trucks in Corporate Woods, so there's rutting of the roadways. And it was last resurfaced in 1999, so it's a 14-year-old roadway, and it falls within our guidelines for resurfacing. So in your packet, it shows the streets. It's Corporate Woods Parkway, Hickory Hill Drive, Woodlands Parkway, and Forest Edge Drive.
Can I ask you a question? In Corporate Woods, is there any Atlantic issues there at all?
We believe that this was paved shortly after that. It does not have pause in it. So
Yeah,
Okay.
this was after.
Is that a definite maybe then? Is that what you're saying?
it is a definite that
When
we.
you say I believe that.
It is definitely something that we make sure to core the roads ahead of time so we know it doesn't have the
Okay.
pozzolanic.
So we have to do that.
We do have to do that. We know it was resurfaced in 1999. They did use a fabric. We are seeing that the fabric is actually causing the surface to slide, which is causing some of our cracking problems. We plan on milling deep enough that we'll get through that blanket and then resurface it, probably a 2.5-inch resurfacing.
What's the depth of the asphalt in the business?
The cross-section there was a little bit lighter. I believe we have 12 inches of stone and 2.5 inches of binder and 1 to 1.5 inch of surface. It's a little bit lighter standard than we currently have, so.
Can we charge the owners some kind of an assessment there, or is that just our lack of due diligence?
The proposal is that we would use motor fuel tax. We haven't had special service areas in the past.
So what would be the engineering number you would assign to, basically 4 or 5 inches, the binder and the lift, I guess, on 12 inches of stone? I mean, that's not close to what we would do now, is it? Or is it?
We're gonna make sure it's more stable. What we're seeing is it's rutting. Right now we have the curb and gutter is already established, so you really can't, it's too expensive to completely remove all the asphalt, go into the stone and then resurface
I know,
it.
but say we were building a new business park, I mean, what would the standard be?
The new standard we would look for is 12 inches of stone, probably at least 3 inches of binder, potentially 4, and 2.25 inches of surface.
So that would add what, another 2 or 3 inches roughly?
Yeah, another 2 inches.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that's enough for the big trucks? Because it's higher on a state highway, right?
It absolutely is. Absolutely is.
All right.
But we don't have the impact as much because they're
They're
not
not going
flying
that fast?
through there, right? Well, they go fast, but not
Okay.
that fast.
I think where you're headed, a local road, you may have a structural number of 3.5. This would be a structural number of 4. The difference is a half, which is the equivalent of, roughly 1.5 to 2 inches of asphalt. So in front of you, what we'd like to do, and we've had really good success, is we talk to the board prior to the capital improvement program, so my staff can go out, put the plans together. We try to bid before every other municipality. Hope they're not watching, but we get fantastic prices because we beat them.
And how many lane miles is this over?
I don't know the lane miles, but I'm thinking it's like 3.5. Yeah, right around
But
3.5.
obviously, we're not doing the whole park.
We're actually, for this time, doing the whole business
That's only
park.
3.5 miles in there?
I believe it's about 3.5 miles, so. We're doing, we're doing the whole
all.
business park. Yeah,
Yeah, there's some really short streets apparently.
yeah. And that's my best guesstimate, sitting here right now. I'll definitely look in that number and see how accurate my guesstimate
So
is.
it's both sections.
It is both sections. It's the corporate woods and it's the Woodlands Parkway,
It's only
stretch.
3.5 miles. Okay.
I'll take a look at it. I'm not certain on that number. I have to look into it.
Well, okay. Any chance of putting any kind of like paved walkways in there? Because I want to write a letter asking for participation.
Given their site, and given that we see people in the business park walking along the roads
safety,
because
and
they
welfare, right?
because they don't have a sidewalk, one thing that we could do is, it's a wider roadway, we could stripe off a shoulder of the road to allow for people to walk a little bit safer because it's a designated walkway or bike path lane through there. So it's certainly something we can look into.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Okay,
At least designated, huh?
absolutely.
And maybe put in some crosswalks and such?
Putting it
Or painting them?
painting it, put it into the grass area. They have a lot of detention ponds, so it would be really hard to construct it unless we got some participation
But how
from
much of
others.
that is our, I mean, obviously, we got right away there of how many feet?
That right-of-way is approximately 70 feet.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Throughout the whole park?
yeah,
That much?
yes, every bit of that.
Okay, yeah, okay, because the street's 30, what?
36 feet back to back.
Okay, so you're saying another 15 plus?
So 36 feet, subtract that from 70,
So
we've got,
16 one side, 16 the other side?
yes.
Okay. You certainly put some kind of walkway in there.
Yeah, we
We
it
got any
just,
special assessment powers for the business park? I mean, it's a tragedy that that place doesn't have any place for the people that work there to walk.
We could do special service areas, special assessments to do an improvement.
Yeah, well, I mean, with more accurately though, I mean, could we put the sidewalk in and do it, or do they have to? I mean, how much discussion and negotiation would have to go into that?
Well, if we've owned the right-of-way, we'd have the ability and the right to install a sidewalk. The question is who, if we're paying for it, well, then we would be doing a special assessment. We're going through the
Okay,
special
so-
assessment process. And 51% of the owners have the right to stop the special service area.
You know what? But we could send a letter out to them that we're contemplating do that. This would be great. This would be great. And we attach a letter from the principal owner over there that's dated about 10, 12 years ago. Here, for your reading pleasure, this is what the guy thought about putting sidewalks in for your employees. Who?
Employees won't.
Oh, the employees won't? Well, they might. Well, who are you gonna ask? Oh, you're whistling Dixie there. I think you gotta like stir the pot personally. I think you gotta stir the pot. I'm serious. In this case, we need to stir the pot. Just to see what, Mr. Lampier or Chuck comes back with.
So, is that direction?
I don't know, does the board
Or what's
care if we send out a letter alerting everybody that we're gonna repave all your roads over there, but we'd like to have participation from, you know, he's probably is the true declarant, I would think. He still owns,
Some of the land.
he probably
Yeah.
owns more than you think.
Yeah.
As far as the
He owns a lot
buildings.
of the buildings.
Yeah.
Because as a declarant, isn't it, all you gotta have is about 15-20% interest?
When you're setting it up,
Well, no, as far as him still having.
He
You know,
has the majority of the votes with regards to the association based on ownership and also some of the terms of the REA that was set up as a part of the PUD. So they are a majority interest in voting interest in whatever the board
I'll
that
bet
they have
they
set
are.
up.
I mean,
Property
but
owners.
what I'm saying is I'd certainly like to see what kind of feedback we got, you know, from the people that lease and own in there. There's people that own in there too.
Well-
They're not all leasing the building.
I guess the question, Your Honor, is would you prefer to have a cost estimate of what it would be, what it would take to put in sidewalks
I don't have a
throughout?
problem with that. I'm not saying we need the
I don't-
letter sent out next week.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Right.
want a total cost estimate of ballpark as opposed to
Right.
getting everybody involved and running up a
Yeah,
lot of money.
well, you know,
to
if we
get an
do
estimate
asphalt,
for
we can call
ballpark.
Bloating,
Right.
right? And he'll just, no, he'll bring whatever he brought for the 18 hole.
Updated.
No, seriously though, I think this is an opportunity to at least try. You know, we got sidewalks everywhere in town, you know, and here you got a huge business park, you know, come on, you know. Well, I think it's for the health, safety, and welfare of the people that work there, for God's sake, you know. This guy shouldn't be that big a curmudgeon.
Maybe in
That's a Grinch comment, right?
in lieu of sidewalks, I know in his other business park in Lincolnshire, he has a asphalt path.
Yeah, well, we'd settle for that. We
Right.
you got them all over Continental Executive Park.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you want us to talk to the principal first?
But let's,
Or,
No,
well, let's
Well,
get,
how do you
let's
want
get
this
some
to-
cost,
yeah,
and then, you know, I don't think, in my personal opinion, I think just talking to him in private would have no impact on him at all.
right. That's,
I just,
A
you
good
know,
guess.
based on the individual's past track record. And that letter is priceless, that we have archived.
yeah.
I should have
Well, I
that.
think the chief could probably run some video and show people walking the streets there.
That's what we should
My
get.
personal observation is, every
You know,
lunchtime,
yeah,
you will inevitably see somebody walking
somebody
along the
walking
You
road.
know what, we
They walk
we
on the
turned
street.
Skirtle loose,
run.
then we put it on YouTube, it'll go viral.
Plus, that's over by Lifetime, right? So people are running on the street and walking when
They-
they want to
Sure.
be outside when it's
Sure.
nice.
I've run it.
Okay,
So I will prepare the cost estimate, not just for the roadway, but also for a sidewalk
you
alternative.
know, you know, one side of the street, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
Would be nice.
very good. So that's our proposed program, and we'll move forward unless we hear any other
Okay.
objections.
Well, one of the things, though, is that we're probably going to exceed motor fuel tax by a significant amount, no matter what we do, based on the letter that you submitted here.
Yes, typically you want to you want to address roadways more on a 20-year cycle. Currently, if we stay at just the revenues generated from motor fuel tax money, I don't have it in front of me, but we're at a 35 or 40-year cycle, what we're currently spending.
We're in the 800s, right? Yeah, we're in the 800s. So that's a 30-year cycle.
Are we actually, if you separate out the bridge and inspection, are we closer to 680 or 700, or didn't it drop?
With the Illinois jobs now, and the MFT supplemental we're in the mid-700s, but the road and bridge is right now running, about 130. So, but generally, we can use the road and bridge, we use it for a lot more purposes than a major road project. So we use that for patching. So I'd say mid-700s is where we are, at least for a while. I guess the other issue is that we do have something like a $2 million balance in the motor fuel tax fund. So we could certainly, draw some of that down.
Okay. But we were saving that for Lakeview, weren't we?
We've just been banking it over the years, not saving it for any specific project, but yes, we will have a large nut on that project.
Sorry, I think, the latest multi-year plan, we just have it bonded out and the Lakeview project and paid off from the general fund.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Do we know what the per capita is gonna be next year, coming out of Springfield? Is it getting worse, getting better?
It's,
What is it now?
boy,
What, is it changed?
I think it's like $28 per capita.
So it's down from
It's
all-time high.
It's drifting down. But it's drifting down slowly. It's a per gallon tax, so it's not. It's related to usage of gasoline rather than the price of gasoline. So it's been drifting down, but at a fairly slow rate.
Okay, so they haven't, tampered with the amount we get.
No.
In other words, in any way, shape, or form, kept more money in Springfield?
They haven't changed the formula on that, in decades and decades. I just did the calculation. It's more like $25 right now per capita. They haven't changed the formula, but
So, okay, so gas consumption, if it's down,
yeah,
that means we get less.
right.
Okay. So was it 25 bucks? How long did it take to get to 25, or was it 25 20 years ago?
About 10 years ago, it was probably like $3-4 more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with all this EPA stuff, it's just we got more drivers.
We got more drivers, but we have more fuel-efficient vehicles.
So we're not using.
And we also.
You say we're not using as much fuel.
Right, and we also had the economic downturn.
And they'll be.
We're also
taxing,
starting
once
to
they
go-
Electric, they'll be taxing that.
Yeah, there's actually discussions about hybrid vehicles and how to address that, because
Tax electric.
Numbers in that email today,
Oh,
Okay.
2375.
oh, okay.
These just came out today.
Oh, okay. Mike,
So Larry, is fracking gonna help us?
No.
Well,
the cost of oil.
I think ethanol is still a gallon, so if we have ethanol in it, it's still the same tax rate.
Okay, all right,
Fracking will hurt us because that would be natural gas.
you think so?
Wow. Be at a different
No, there's
rate.
no gasoline comes out of it?
Right.
Oh, and Mike did show me that their IML is now predicting $23.75 per gallon for
23,
next year.
so we're not going up.
Yeah, but the other thing is we could do a special census after things like the Oaks are built out, and that'll
Get a few more
have-
heads.
get a few more heads.
So this is really going forward, kind of a losing proposition, this motor fuel tax. I mean, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I mean, I can't see the price coming down dramatically from the asphalt plant
Breathing air.
or the labor.
I mean, there are proposals, to base, to base taxes on miles driven and so forth, rather than making it on gasoline. So, I mean, and another thing that would help is to make it a percentage of the price rather than gallons used.
Now, can that be changed at the state level?
Yeah, that would have to be changed at the state level.
The number, just Mayor, you asked about, for the fiscal year 2011, it was $25.40. So that's where it's gone from $25.40 to $23.75.
Yeah,
So,
all right, so 25, or 23 whatever times 25,113, right?
Yeah.
How much is that, Larry?
Well, with the 2375 that Mike just mentioned, or just showed me, is with the 25,113 population, that's 596,000. We also get a supplemental for fast-growing cities, and we get an Illinois Now grant, and the supplemental is about 25,000, and then the Illinois Now grant is about 101,000. I'm sorry, it's Illinois Jobs Now, and it has an exclamation.
So we get it, like, maybe pushing luckily 700,000?
Yeah.
And this project's gonna cost us what?
1.2 million.
now, to bring some good news, though, the local government distributive fund, the income tax was $77.90 in 2011, and next year it's estimated to be $94.70. So that's a pretty significant.
Provided they pay it.
Well, yeah, okay, that's a minor point, but yes.
Or they'll pay it in like installments, right?
Right.
It'd be like,
And a state use tax, that's the, the per capita tax they collect on state sales tax, is going from $13.75 to $17.55. So in those two areas, it's a significant increase.
so that's where we're supposed to,
Make it up.
Well,
You know,
that's one way to look
that's
at
where we're
it. These
supposed
are
to
the
take the money
three
from
ones
the 500,000, $600,000 shortfall.
Yep.
Wow, okay. And we got how much in there?
About $2 million in our,
In excess.
in our MFT fund balance.
That's kind of a mirror. How did we do that? Do we even got a surplus?
Well,
Is that because of you?
no, not because of me. I mean, there have been.
No, seriously, I mean,
There have been years when we funded our project out of the general fund, and
okay.
and there have been and a number of years where the project came in substantially below where we budgeted for.
Yeah.
So, which,
Does that take into account when we got sued?
Even including
Moving
that.
on.
yeah.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, fine, All right, but this is interesting. I mean, a lot of towns, I guess that's why towns go out to referendum, huh?
And it's also why some towns have a lot of potholes.
Yeah, well, I don't take issue with that.
That's why you see,
You know,
that's why you see a lot.
Well, those are the
fire
kinds of
stories
things
in
that
towns.
make people unhappy. Okay, what do we got next? Village open space? Smoking prohibition. Okay,
You may recall that you
Park
all
district, right?
discussed with the Park District, potentially a smoking ban at the last Village Park Liaison meeting. Well, week before last, the Park District passed an ordinance with some smoking prohibition, outdoor smoking prohibition. As you know, public buildings you can't smoke, and in fact, most private spaces you can't smoke in now either, in public areas. So this would be, I thought I'd bring it before you. Several of you said that it was something worth, discussing further. Of course, on some of our events, for example, Summer Celebration is at a park. That would have impact at that event. We prohibit smoking in the tent, but not outside of the tent area. VHAC, we prohibit smoking right at the sports areas like the pinwheel, but not the paths and different areas. The tennis court adjacent to this building, for example. And then there's other places, of course, we own, we just talked about it a month ago, the smoking at the Vernon Hills Golf Course. We've got the Public Works building and the police building, so I just kind of lay those different places out.
Yeah, well, okay. Do we have a model ordinance that we can look to? I mean,
Well, the Park District's ordinance, I think tonight it's a sense of getting some direction on, I guess basically, if you wanted to do something like the Park District, would you do it at VHAC, the entire site, and then, you know, the tennis courts? And the other areas are, you know, your typical buildings. I don't know if at the police department you want to prohibit smoking in the parking lots, for example, more than 15 feet away from the building's door. This would contemplate, this ordinance that's not one we drafted, but the Park District, would be 15 feet from the property. So you couldn't park in, or I'm sorry, smoke in the Village Hall parking lot or the police department parking lot or Public Works.
So the village event, summer celebrations on Park District property, so
Right.
what, is it our ordinance or theirs that would now be in place for next year?
Well, we haven't, Bob and I, we haven't talked about that, but
Well, right, so the
Yeah.
fact that they passed and it's
Right.
no smoking, does that mean next year at Summer Cell it's no smoking? We don't have
well,
a,
I would say in that event, if it's, and Bob hasn't had an opportunity to look at this ordinance yet, but I would say they definitely, this is prohibiting parking, I keep saying parking, smoking at their open space areas, which would include Century Park. Yeah, so the Rib Fest, summer celebration, anything, family reunions, anything on in the
well,
park
yeah,
area.
essentially you could walk out onto Lakeview, cross
You'd
the
have to
street.
walk onto the street area.
Well, you
though.
could cross the street and
Right.
smoke across the street.
Right.
well, right, so Summer Cell's already gonna be non-smoking because the Park District passed that ordinance.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
unless, and I'm not suggesting it, unless we made a request, you know, when we make our annual request to use the site, unless we ask for an exclusion for this event. I don't know if you'd want to do that.
Well,
but,
or on site, you know, designate, I don't know, several places, you know, for that kind of a, I mean, people don't just come from town, you know, they come from every place, you know, for
Right.
summer celebration, but, you know, I could understand, you know, on the site, yeah, I mean,
Have a designated area.
yeah, I mean, but I can understand, you know, if you're sitting there, you know, with your blanket and your chairs, you know, you shouldn't have to like have some guy, you know, pounding on a cigar and or 4 or 5 people that are grouped smoking and stuff. No, I mean,
It's also the problem. of
yeah, I
just
mean, you know,
having
it's
this-
inevitable that this was gonna come, but, you know, in essence, are you gonna like, try to like, have a place not in another county for people that wanna go have a smoke somewhere, you know?
There is, I think it's a state ordinance, and I believe it goes into effect January 1st, where there's no smoking in a vehicle with children in it, no throwing a cigarette butt out of your window or just walking along and throwing it
No,
down
that's-
the
yeah,
street.
no.
And I believe the fine is quite hefty, but I don't remember the amount.
Where do e-cigs fall? Is that what they're called? The ones that, the e-cigs, is that what they're called, where they don't, you don't have the smoke?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they fall within the no smoking rule.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
In certain areas, they
Yeah.
do.
Is that
fact,
in the
my
Park
company
Districts?
has,
Well, here
put
it
out a
says
policy on
tobacco is defined to include any lighted or unlighted cigarette, including but not limited to clove, bitis, critex, I'm not into all this stuff. Electronic or e-cigarettes. So yeah, it's cigars, cigarillos, pipes, hookah products. It's pretty, including but not limited to dip, chew, snuff, or snus. So snuff said.
Yes.
That is the Park District's ordinance.
I
Yeah.
want to ask the chief, how you gonna handle somebody that's got some chew?
I'm not going to have them spit it in my hand, that's for sure.
Yeah,
What you got in your cup, buddy?
yeah, you know,
This is-
that one is like, okay.
This is going to be a very difficult thing to enforce, and it's going to be very
No
unpopular.
question about it. You know, in the Park District apparently, you know, I know what they're doing. It's commendable, but, you know, where do we draw the line on, you know,
Well, yeah, I understand.
exceeding just common sense, you know what I mean? And you know, I don't have a problem with where there's people gathered, but hell, if you're walking your dog through Deer Path Park at, you know, 10 o'clock, or, I mean, some people might walk through it even though the park's closed. I mean, who's gonna, you know?
I had a conversation with Jeff on Monday
I can't imagine
about
we're
this
gonna be
exact same
devoting
thing.
too much manpower to this, you know?
No. You know, I had a discussion with Jeff on Monday about this very same thing. And I used the example in the same park that you just used, because I know people walk their dogs at night.
Sure.
It's going to be very difficult, and it's, you know, if someone calls the police and wants to report somebody, what is the appropriate enforcement action we're going to take? And we haven't worked through that yet. But,
Well,
you know,
if
for
the
the,
dog's a fast walker, and the guy or woman's a fast walker,
They'll be gone before you
there'd
get
be
there.
no evidence.
that's correct. And like you said, I understand what they're trying to accomplish, and I agree.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a smoker, and when I go to summer celebration or the 4th of July and I watch the fireworks at night, there's usually a group of people around me that smoke. And yes, I do find that a little bit annoying.
Yeah, and I could see that we should, I don't have a problem at that kind of event or any
Right.
other. I mean, they've been doing that with kids' athletics for decades now.
Right.
You know, I mean, we're smoking and, you know, near the teams for whether it was soccer, football, you know, baseball, you know, all of the above.
I think our ordinance, as to what you read, is encompassing enough that where people are gathered, there isn't smoking. You could walk away from the VHAC a little bit, away from the fields, and have a cigarette, but that's not invading anybody else's,
Right.
you know. I think the
Well,
way
you
it's
know, I
set
mean,
up now is fine. I
you're
don't
look-
want to extend it and like all of a sudden say we're not going to allow.
Well,
smoking
along those
anywhere.
lines, in all honesty, everybody sitting in here, he actually, defer to the chief because, how many complaints do we get? I mean, is this statistically
Well,
trackable?
I,
To the village?
Summer celebration, we probably
Oh, I don't-
receive several, an event.
Right.
Not a lot,
Right.
but several people say, gee, it would be nice if they didn't smoke.
Right.
Now
And-
it's done, because the.
I
Park
can
District
recall
passed it.
2 or 3 incidents since the village's ordinance was passed where we had complaints.
Right.
And most of them, at least 2 out of the 3, were employees in stores where their employer was the one doing the smoking in the building. I can't think of any
Yeah.
documented case where someone has complained about
How
somebody,
many years are we into this now? 5?
5 or 6.
Yeah, it's gotta be,
I gotta tell you, I fight it every day at work.
you know.
Every day.
Right.
It's like, no, you cannot stand outside the door and smoke.
No, I mean, hell, I mean, the office building I work in Des Plaines, there was like, some edict came down for all the people that smoked that, man, you better get away from the building, because there was some underground parking that's open, an open air door that people were going, okay, I'm 25 feet away, and, you're in an enclosed area, and it wasn't sufficient, and, they called the village, and the village said, okay, send this memo out,
It's also disregarding of the button. They
Yeah, no question, so. But, you know, what are we gonna do? I guess we gotta, I don't know if we're gonna do anything tonight, but, you know, maybe we gotta bring it back.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to give you
I don't know.
this to,
The park district's already kind of taken care of it.
Well, no, we own
Well, we
the
own,
VHAC.
how about White Deer Run?
and
We own the land.
Right.
well, yeah.
But I'm looking through here, the information that you provided, and I'm seeing, Highland Park and Round Lake and Waukegan, they've all exempted golf courses.
Right.
So did Zion, and I guess that's
I think
it.
they only-
Oh, and Lake Forest.
Like,
Well, they need to, well, they get the yips when they're going to putt, so, you know,
but I'm just saying.
they gotta have a little token. That's what they don't show you on the PGA Tour, the guy sneaking off into the corner and they take a little toke, you know?
So, you know, if we're gonna create or if we're looking for a model ordinance here, I guess I'd like to take that into consideration, because that seems to be a widely accepted. The Highland Park, Lake Bluff, Lake Forest, Round Lake, Zion, Waukegan, they all exempt golf courses. Oh, I'm sorry, page 100.
Yeah, the growing, this one?
It's another page back or forward,
There it is.
prior to that.
That one.
That's page 101. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are looking to create an ordinance for the VHAC and for this campus and the Public Works campus, I'm a little leery about the police campus. Anytime you're dealing with the police, it's a stressful situation. And I guess I'd like to have a designated area.
It's okay if you smoke because it's a stressful situation.
I don't want to exacerbate a situation
Well,
that's
it
bad.
could be the victims,
Yeah.
family or something.
I just feel like if it's not
Smoke in the
broke,
car.
don't fix it. I don't,
Smoking, I don't know where you're at.
I
Yeah.
don't see that we need to include or add any more other
Well, the
areas.
tennis courts and other spots that we own should be included. I mean, one would think that those are park district, but actually they're ours. So,
Yeah, right. I
Well,
mean,
do you
the two
wanna-
golf courses, we also have, the tennis courts, what else we got? We got,
Well, we have some basins that are used for casual recreation,
Yeah.
Right.
not used
yeah,
for,
that's right.
you know, I mean.
yeah, there's a couple in Hawthorne Club.
But why is that a problem if somebody were smoking on that property?
I guess because the park district is taking the initiative and there's an initiative area-wide to have outdoor recreational areas become no smoking, I guess I'm looking for uniformity. It's a hazard of me being the engineer on the board here.
Well,
Uniformity?
Again,
Okay.
I think it's a combination of not so much the smoking, it's the person who disregards the snapping
Smoking
of
on
a
the
cigarette butt.
butt, that one has always bugged me.
Actually, I was in South Carolina last week, and I couldn't believe the number of billboards I saw that South Carolina is not an ashtray.
There you go.
Do not throw your cigarette butts out the window. This is along the interstates. I found it
Watch 'em on the
amusing, but
property up north, the beach, they get cigarette
Factual.
butts all over.
Because they grow the
Throw
product.
'em out in the water.
well, yeah,
They
that
float.
too.
So what's your thoughts on, do you have any direction?
I say
No,
the chief
I-
goes after the people that are throwing them on the ground. He's ignoring
I
me.
don't
I
think
was serious. I wasn't
Chief?
Chief,
He
He's
wants,
reading.
he wants to
He
leave.
wants to butt out on that.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I just said, I want you to go after the ones that are throwing them on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different story, honestly, because I have personally seen it where people pulled up in front of the police department, opened up their ashtray in their car door and dumped the ashtray in the parking lot.
oh my God.
I've seen it do it at stoplights.
Now,
Yeah.
now, Chief, I've seen it, I'll tell, since I'm old, I'll tell old stories. When I was in Lyle, superintendent of public works saw somebody do that on one of our streets there when I was there. And he, of course, went up, and the guy did not lock his car door. So guess what he did?
Picked it up, and put it right.
Returned it to that gentleman. Yeah. So,
That was before cell phones, right?
that was before almost automobiles. But-
There was no evidence that made the public works guy
No,
look like a bad man,
exactly.
right? Yeah. Okay, well, we're not gonna give closure on this tonight. I
Well,
mean,
give it some thought, and if you want some direction, obviously, none of these events or things that happen are
I'll
gonna
bring
happen
it
for
back for
months.
the second meeting in January.
At the committee level,
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
with model ordinances.
yeah, and, you know, we'll hash through it. Okay, anything else on the agenda?
Yes, the schedule. Yeah.
Schedule. Okay, the all-important schedule. Okay, BCS championship game, I don't care this year. No, I'm only kidding, I'm only kidding. Yeah, this is the schedule, yeah. Let's see, President's Day, St. Patrick's Day, no conflicts here.
I know, I can't.
The only thing I suggested was potentially moving the two meetings in September back a week. Those of us that are adults that are
Because
not.
of Labor Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay with me. Go to the 9th and the
128.
23rd?
Yeah,
128.
and it still allows a week gap. Instead of a 2-week gap at the end of September, we'd have a 2-week gap at the end of August, which I think is appropriate.
As of, you know, like June 15th, I'll be married 40 years, so I'll break it to the wife, hey, we're meeting on your birthday. Get over it, right?
I look out, October 28th.
No comment.
But we just changed it, just that I'll say trustee Schultz recommended
I'll-
it strongly,
I'll take the hit.
that we put it, no, that's fine, I don't have a problem with it, because, yeah, right after Memorial Day, we got a meeting. That's not good. Well, not the 9th and the 23rd. What do you want to go?
I don't know, I'm trying to find what you're looking for.
I'm
No,
looking
Memori-
at this calendar.
I don't have it.
Okay, you know,
Page 128.
128.
all right. Well, okay, how about July? How about, you know, Memorial Day?
One more.
Everything else looks good?
Now, what are we changing?
Just September.
What we're gonna do then?
We're gonna meet the day after Labor
9th and the 23rd in September.
Yeah. Does staff have any other dates? Do we account for holidays? Are the holidays accounted for?
Yeah,
All Hanukkah, not Hanukkah, but Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
The ones listed on that go to the next page, there's a list of holidays.
Yep.
Next year is
Saints-
2014, right? So the governor's election day is
Saints-
November 4th, isn't it?
What do you, what is that?
Got
You say
the
November
election is
24th.
also the second.
Yeah, see,
We got the-
election day isn't on your calendar, so I think November 4th, we need to move that to Wednesday, the 5th.
Mhm. Okay. All right, let me look here.
Yeah, they're on Beyond Kippur, Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah. November 4th is election day for the calendar.
Well, do you want us to verify a couple of those religious holidays?
No, New Year's.
When they are, I mean, we can.
New Year's is on the
No,
third.
no, no, no.
Oh.
The one in here.
They're not on that list.
Is this the
That was
year
October
that
or something.
Adnan 2 gets added?
Oh,
no,
that
no,
one.
no.
Adnan 2, whatever that month is?
There's a holiday that's not on there.
Was leap?
Black Friday,
Yeah,
Cyber
leap month,
Monday.
yeah, leap year for the Judaic
Friday.
Pearl
calendar.
Harbor
We had a
Remembrance
month,
Day,
yeah.
but
So we're okay.
Rosh Hashanah's not on there, or Hanukkah.
I forgot.
Okay, Lynn, Chief, this
You asked
doesn't tell you much except the majors, okay? I'm not saying
We
But-
can go on one of those floral websites,
Well, I'm just
and there's
saying-
a holiday about 300 days a year.
First day of
Sitting there,
Hanukkah is,
when
Does it end?
religious holidays are?
Hanukkah is the 17th of December next year. So
No, I'm just saying,
backtrack.
in September, October. Oh, there it is, first day, it's a Thursday, Rosh Hashanah,
Yep.
September
Orthodox Christmas is
25th.
January 7th.
Autumn begins on the 23rd.
We can't meet January 7th.
Okay.
It's Orthodox Christmas. It is, look, right there, it says so.
Okay. Hey, I'll be,
It's right here, all of them are on the first page.
okay. Is that when I used to put my shoes out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, that's the
No.
6th of December.
Yes.
He doesn't.
That's,
Well, Kathy knows when to put the shoes out,
Yeah,
so
my wife knows when
I want to make sure I get
And
something.
January 14th, are we meeting then? No, we're not, we're over there that day.
Does anyone celebrate Cyber Monday?
Oh, by all means.
That was yesterday.
Election day, we're going to move to the Wednesday, November
that's
5th.
typically what we've done. That gives us the opportunity
Yeah,
then
there's
to
no
congratulate
conflicts
the
with
winners.
the Jewish
send
holidays
out
in
that letter.
September and October, so. One's on Saturday, one's on Thursday.
What about, I'm not gonna find that one. Where's it?
You're talking about
That special, I lost it. Oh, there it
What do you want to do?
is.
Father's
Showing
Day?
you
No, no.
something.
Flag Day?
No, Islam.
Okay, well, we'll take that under advisement.
I thought you would.
There's a lot of, yeah, we're not taking into account all this stuff.
No.
I'm kind of trying to work it with where the schools take the day off.
They might,
Well,
you never know.
they don't take them all off.
Oh, thank goodness, they never
Right.
they take
All right,
them
are
off.
we
Okay, all right, is the calendar firm then for?
We're good.
September, change it, and any other changes?
In November, we're changing that one
To the 5th.
November?
Yes,
Okay.
from the 4th to the
Okay,
5th.
okay.
I'll just take this under consideration.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, do we need a roll call on this?
No.
Mike, huh?
No, we'll just have it in a resolution next
All right.
meeting.
We're adopting the days that they use.
All right, is there a motion
And it
to
says-
adjourn committee of the whole
So
and go
moved.
into closed session for personnel, litigation,
All that.
And land
Land
acquisition.
land acquisition?
And I'll second it.
Motion is second, roll call.
Trustees Williams,
Aye.
Hebda, Cook, Markwart,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Schwartz.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we will not be coming out to discuss any further business, so.
Oh, okay, I'll make sure they get one.